Hey kids, it's me, Toni Homeperm, the singing diva of Long Island, and I'm here today with another one of my colorful palette reviews. I'm taking a look at most of the pink palettes from my eyeshadow collection. I think they're all the sort of pink-based palettes that I own. I don't know. I have so many. I may have missed some. I'm not sure. I'm not one to declutter palettes, mainly because I never know if a palette that may be new and hot right now, maybe I have something very similar to it, you know, that was old, and if I've decluttered it, well then I can't pull it out and say, oh, I don't need that palette because I already have it. So that's why I don't declutter palettes. So they just get stored in a less handy area, I guess is the best way I could describe it. When one of my palettes falls out of favor, shall we say, they just get relegated to a downstairs shelf, sort of out of the way, that I really don't go into all that much. So that's how I rank my palettes. Anyway, I did do this, what I call my Thinking Pink look today, and I used, for the most part, this palette, the Rude Cosmetics Trap palette from their EDM collection, and I will definitely put a link to that video down below or up above. And this was the palette that I used for the most part to create this look, and I knew I was going to be very pink, and I figured, well, as long as I'm already so pink, why don't I take a look at some of the other pink Color Story palettes in my collection. So again, this is the palette that I used for today's look, the Trap palette, and there it is. And you can see it is very, very pink. And it was very useful in creating today's pink look. Okay, now I'm just going to start pulling. I have a bunch of palettes to the side here that are, you know, what I consider a more or less pink Color Story theme, and they're in no particular order whatsoever. I'm just gonna reach over, grab it, and, you know, show it to you. So let's see, what's the first one we have? Okay, the Sugarpill, their fun size mini color palette, and I'm really bad. I have yet to use this palette. I mean, it's such a beautiful Color Story, and, you know, very, very pink based. You've got, you know, sort of a orangey pink there, and more of a, you know, regular pink there, and you've got, you know, a little bit of a purple, which is always good for blending into pink, and also the orange. So yeah, so maybe not quite as pink as I originally thought. It's such a beautiful palette, though. I have to do a look with this. This is what happens when I start pulling the palettes out. I'm like, oh, I see ones that I haven't used, and I'm like, oh, I need to do a look with it. So I got to put that in the pile over there, which is palettes that I need to do a look with. All right, what's next? Okay, a very inexpensive palette. This is from Beauty Glazed, their Jupiter palette, and you can see it's a very pink toned Color Story. Actually, I'm really disappointed in myself that I haven't used this, because as far as creating a pink look, it's got some really nice deepening tones that could make a really dramatic smoky pink look. So again, another palette that I need to use. From BH Cosmetics, from their Sweet Shop collection, the Cotton Candy palette. And this one, it's pink, but it sort of leans a little bit purple too, which I like. It's a beautiful, beautiful Color Story, and I have used the Pistachio palette quite a bit. That's like one of my favorite green palettes, and the blue palette in the collection, I don't remember what the name of that one is. I haven't really done anything. I don't think I've even used this one yet, which is sad. It's a beautiful palette, and the formula of this collection is just so good. I mean, they sold out, I mean, quite a number of times, and people, you know, they go crazy over these palettes every time they restock them, but I don't think they are going to restock them anymore. But yeah, it's a beautiful palette, and again, another one I really need to do a look with. Okay, now this is a palette I just recently did a beautiful look with, the CColor Querencia palette. Oh, I love to say it as if I'm Castilian. I do have Castilian blood in my heritage, so I can't say it like that. But this is the inside of it, and kind of more neutral, but it does, you know, go pink, you know, right here, especially there, that color, and that color. Yeah, very neutral, but still very pink leaning. And I did such a really beautiful soft glam pink look with this palette. It was really, it really was beautiful. I really loved it, and I'll put the link to that video down below. Okay, from Glamlite, the Cake palette, and we're gonna open that up. I feel like I'm over big palettes. I really do prefer the small ones, but there are some beautiful pinks in the Cake palette right there in the middle, but it's probably more of a rainbow palette than a pink palette. And again, another palette I really should do some more looks with, but there's only so many hours in the day, and I only have so many eyes to do looks with. And when it comes to drag, I can only do one look in a day. I'm not a typical beauty influencer or makeup enthusiast where I can just, you know, sort of wipe the makeup off and just, you know, quickly start again. Drag is a process, so one look a day, except for, you know, changing what I'm wearing and wigs, that's all I can do. As far as changing the makeup itself, really can't. Sometimes you can get away with changing the lip, but that's about it. But the eyes, sorry, no way. Oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful pink palette from Poppy Cosmetics. Their Neon Drip. Let me get rid of the plastic sleeve. And here it is, such a beautiful neon palette. And again, another palette I really should do some looks with. It's just so beautiful. I mean, look at that. Those neon colors, they're just so beautiful. You know, I have to swatch this color flex. I just want to see. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Really, really, really beautiful. So, yes, the Neon Drip palette from Poppy Cosmetics. Very happy to have this in my collection. I just need to do a look with it. Okay, this is from Ruby May. It's their hashtag Vibes palette. And I'm gonna open her up, flip the mirror back, and there it is. You can see we've got a really beautiful pink there, more of like a corally pink, and this sort of maroon pink shimmer and a purple shimmer there. But it's definitely, I feel like a pink leaning palette. So yeah, it's really beautiful, and unfortunately I have never used it. Okay, this one is new to my collection from CColor, their Paradise Love palette. It's the Paradise Love collection, and this is the Pink Vibes palette. And when we open her up, I'm gonna just hold it there. I don't want to blind anyone with the mirror, but you can see it's very, very pink. The only thing I'm not too crazy about it is everything is sort of the same tone. This is the kind of a pink palette that I need to use something additional to deepen up the pink, either a black, purple, blue, something like that. But it's very pretty. It's a very pretty pink palette. Very soft. The pink glitter in the middle. I'm not crazy about these pressed glitters, but that one happens to be really, really beautiful, especially if you were to put it over a black base. But yeah, the Pink Vibes palette from CColor. Okay, it's another one of these big palettes, and Yeah, I got it when it came out, and it's just been sitting and sitting and sitting. It's the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 from Morphe. This thing is like pristine, I swear. I've never even swatched this palette. It's never been touched. It's basically brand new. But here it is, and you can see it's very, very pink toned down here, and you've got those purple and raspberry colors. The top tends to be more orangey neutral, but I've seen people use this palette, and I've seen some really beautiful looks created with it. It's really such a beautiful palette. I've seen a lot of people create some beautiful looks with it, and I just have to get around to sitting down and creating a look with this palette. But you know, only so many hours in the day. Okay, now we thought the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 was big. Now we've got the Morphe, the 39S. Oh, my lord, it's like taking over the screen. One of the best artistry palettes that Morphe has ever done. Let me just get it open and show this to you. I mean, it's a beautiful pink and purple color story. It dupes a lot of other palettes. Specifically, I'm thinking of the that one Jeffree Star palette, the purple one. Probably the pink Religion palette that he did too. But really, there's so many different pinks and purples in here, and everything in this palette is really good. They've had some like issues with, you know, changes in their formula, but this palette was magical. I don't know if it's still available. I mean, if it is, and if it's still the same formula, it's really a great palette to have in your collection for pinks and purples and those kind of tones. It's just such a good palette. Even though now I'm like, oh, it's so big. I just really prefer smaller palettes nowadays, just because I guess I'm running out of room. But I'm still happy that I have this one in my collection. All right, I think this is the last of the big palettes. This one isn't that big, but it's still sizable. The Be Perfect Carnival XL Pro palette. I believe this was number 2. I did not get number 1. When we open her up, here it is. One of my most loved palettes, and you can see we've got, like, right over here on this side, some beautiful pink tones and some great colors for deepening up pinks, and then of course, you know, on this side, those beautiful greens and blues and neutrals. But such a great palette. If you search on YouTube for makeup tutorials people have done with this palette, I mean, the looks are just so incredible. It's so pigmented, everything's so blendable. Up until the Blend Bunny palettes started coming out, this was like my holy grail, but she's kind of been you know, unseated from her throne by the Blend Bunny palettes. So, but it's still a great palette. I've done some beautiful looks with it. I do really love this palette. Okay, from my good friend Ashley Jade's company, Chaotic Cosmetics, the Ice Cream Mini Palette. And this has some beautiful pinks here on the left side. That pink there, so vibrant, so good. Then that pink shimmer, and it's not really pink, but it works so good really with any of the colors, especially the pink. I'm trying to see. I don't think that color actually has a name, but it's like this white shimmer, and it's just the most beautiful white shimmer in my collection. I just love that shimmer so much. It's really beautiful, and of course the other colors too, just so beautiful. Sort of neon pastel, gorgeous. Another one from my good Judy Ashley Jade's company, Chaotic Cosmetics, the Double Scoop Deluxe palette, and This one is very neon, and you've got some beautiful pink tones down here, that very bright neon pink, and that sort of pink shimmer. So I had to throw that in. Also, by the way, have to give her a shameless plug, but her company, Chaotic Cosmetics, products will now be available at Urban Outfitters. Can you believe it? I knew her when. Of course, now she probably won't take my calls or return my texts, so it was good while it lasted, I guess. Ashley Jade, remember me when I was plugging your product way back when? Hello? She won't answer me. No, she will. I'm teasing. But yes, another beautiful palette from Chaotic Cosmetics, the Double Scoop Deluxe palette. Love it. Alright, another palette that has some pink that I love is the Alyssa Edwards palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Here we go. When I was first starting drag, this was one of the first palettes that I got, and I went to town with this color, Texas Made. Ooh, there went the brush. And that pink and the purple, the white, the black. It's for drag. This is really an excellent palette, and I'm not sure if it's still available, but I think people have gotten it at like TJ Maxx and places like that. But it's such a good palette, and I really love it. I did a look not too long ago with it. I was doing a look using palettes by drag queens. So, of course, I had Chaotic Cosmetics, I had the Alyssa Edwards, and I had one of my Kimchi palettes. And I love the look that I created, and still love this. And it's, as far as, pink leaning, it definitely is with these colors here. And, of course, like for drag, you always need, like, burgundy or purple for deepening. And this has it. And I really love this palette. Okay, now here's one I'm not sure if I should include or not. It's from Kaleidos. It's their Futurism 3, the Astro Pink. Now, when I show it to you, you're probably gonna read me. You're probably gonna say, Tony, there's no pink in the palette. Yeah, you're kind of right. There really isn't any pink. I mean, you've got this burgundy color, and you've got this shimmer, which is sort of pink. I mean, yeah, it is pink, but is it an overwhelmingly pink themed color story palette? No, not really. But the thing is, these Kaleidos palettes are so good. The green one, that one is so good. And all the colors are just so pigmented, so blendable. I have to show you this black. I mean, look at that. Look how black that is. Now, it is one of those blacks with the little shimmery particles in it, but as I always say, you start putting that on and blending it out, and those little particles, they never stick around. They're like a grinder date, really, They're there for a minute, and then they're gone out of your life forever. It's the same with those little particles that they put in the matte shadows. So, but it is a beautiful palette. Okay, from Artist Couture, the Midnight Maven palette, and here it is. It's a beautiful pink-leaning, smoky color story. It really is beautiful. Unfortunately, I've yet to use this palette. I do know, I think my good Judy Elena Glam, I believe she did a tutorial using this palette, and she did a beautiful, beautiful look. So I really, I got to put this in the pile over there and do a look with it. It really is just so beautiful. The only thing that I probably won't be crazy about are like the dark shimmers. I don't know. Dark shimmers just really don't do it for me. I mean, they're beautiful, but really, I've learned that when it comes to drag, I like dark colors for the the crease, and I like light colors for the lid area or the cut crease area, either light or light shimmer. That's what I find works best for me. But I could definitely do a really nice look with the pink and that dark purple. So it's I'm sure I could create something really nice with it. I just haven't done it yet. Now I also do have two pink singles in my collection. I have to, give a little attention to from Sugarpill. This is the color Hotsy Totsy, and it's a beautiful pink, and it's got a little bit of a shimmer in it. It's a beautiful color. And this pink, which is probably their most famous pink, and I think it really gained its popularity because of Drag Race, and it's kind of like the pink that I think usually drag queens will gravitate to. It's called Dolly Pop, and it's really one of the most pigmented pinks you'll ever see. That's Dolly Pop, and I just have those in singles. And last but not least, my own palette, the Naughty or Nice 6-pan eyeshadow palette. And when you look here, the bottom row, which is the Nice row for Toni Home Perm, here is my favorite pink. That's Modesty. And I'm just going to, I don't want to use that finger. Let me use this finger. There is Modesty right there. It's a beautiful pink. And I do have, either a purple or a blue or even the black from the Naughty row that could be used to deepen up the pink. So, yeah. There you have it. So that's pretty much it for, I think, all of my pink-leaning palettes. So I hope you enjoyed just taking a little excursion with me and, taking a tour of my pink palette collection. Now, if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this from me, please hit the like button down below. And while you're clicking around down there, also hit the subscribe and the notification bell. This way YouTube will let you know every time one of my new videos comes out. You can also catch me in my weekly podcast, God'll Get You for That, Walter, that I do with Tom Cat, and Naughty or Nice, the internet variety show that I do with the horror diva Alexis Flame. There is also all the Naughty or Nice merch, and all of the information on my social media platforms. That's all going to be listed down below. So once again, I want to thank you for joining me today on this fun little video, browsing through my pink palettes, and I look forward to seeing all of you again in the next one. Bye-bye.